You're rocking with King Troll. And I'm your boy, just call me Monty, a.k.a. King Gigawatt. Pete, just call me Monty. Back with an intro that make your head turn. Wave gang, making it happen. When will they ever learn that we stay strapped with the heat? Some all mass burn and I'm just here to assist. Like Steve Nash, turn back? Nah, never. I'm a goat with the intros. King Troll, EBL shooting, so get low. Squad so exclusive, if you ain't, then it don't matter. Right there's your home, run when we pitch like a nice batter. This battle rap, and when it comes to that, we go talk. Exclusive battle league, man, they think it's a cakewalk. Until they come to battle and get smoked by a killer. Stop sleeping on the league, bet not come with mad filler. We out here, see I move different, just say the word. Call me David with that slingshot, throwing them angry birds. Yes, King Jigger, I'm just talking, so pay attention. This is just the intro, but me snapping was my decision. Wave gang all day, yeah, you heard what I said. Anybody sleeping on us, we gon' put them to bed. It's wave gang all day, yeah, you heard what I said. Don't get it twisted, dread like you got something to dread. It's wave gang all day, yeah, you heard what I said. Anybody sleeping on us, we gon' put them to bed. It's wave gang all day, yeah, you heard what I said. Don't get it twisted, dread like you got something to dread.
Nacho Sundays, every Sunday at 6 p.m. Live on YouTube on the EBL exclusive Battle League Network. Hosted by Fibonacci Brown.
Nacho Sundays, Nacho Sundays, Nacho Sundays. Nacho Sundays, Nacho Sundays, Nacho Sundays. Nacho cheese, beefy, nacho veggie, nacho supreme, nacho Sunday.
Nacho Sundays. Where's
Nacho
Nacho
Sunday.
opinion? It's Nacho's opinion.
Nacho
Hosted by
Sunday.
Fibonacci Brown.
Nacho Sundays. Nacho cheese, beefy, nacho veggie, nacho supreme,
Nacho Sundays. Where's Nacho opinion? It's Nacho's opinion. Hosted by Fibonacci Brown.
Nacho Sundays. Nacho cheese, beefy, nacho veggie, nacho supreme, nacho Sundays. Nacho Sundays. Nacho Sundays. Nacho Sundays.
Hosted by Fibonacci Brown. Don't forget to go to FibonacciBrown.com to get your copy of Growing Down.
Nacho Sundays. Nacho Sundays.
Brought to you by the exclusive Battle League Network. EBL.
What up, Joe family? Y'all liked that last little part there, didn't you? I liked it. I knew y'all would like it. What's going on? Happy Sunday. Welcome to the season 2, episode 2 of Nacho Sundays. I am your host, Fibonacci Brown, aka Nachi, aka Big Nacho. And we are in for a really packed show today. We have some things we need to talk about, and I can't wait to get your views on some of the things that we need to talk about. Of course, we are going to definitely get our announcements out there, and we are also going to check in with our chat. So let's get started. Welcome to Nacho Sundays. And one of the first things we are going to announce, as always, my EBL family exclusive battle league. If it ain't exclusive, it don't matter. They are having a collaboration with JAG called Massacre Volume 3. This card is going to be on February 23rd. And when I tell you the lineups are not going to disappoint, yeah, we have got Brills versus Newborn. I'm a Brills fan. I really like his transformation from talking to him to listening to him rap. It's really two different people. So I'm pulling up for that, if nothing else. But then we got Villa versus Pyro. Now, Villa hasn't disappointed me yet in a battle. So, you know, the battle rapper in me wants to see Villa do Villa in this battle. I'm not to say or take away anything from Pyro, but I'm sure Villa is going to be Villa-ing. So it's going to be worth the watch. We also have Spasmatic versus Quest to God, Lockhart versus Kane Marco, Jay Normus versus Bully Man Mike. All of that is heavy. Now, of course, I'm biased. This is EBL versus Jag. And oh, I'm sorry. I said Pyro. The opponent is Pro. Got you. So let me make that correction before I get the wrong rapper involved in some stuff. Please excuse me. It is not Pyro. It's Villa versus Pro. So I appreciate you guys correcting me before I ran too far down the street. Thank you. But like I was saying, if you know anything about EBL, you already know that was a mouthful when I said Brills, Villa, Spaz, Lockhart, and Jay Normus. If you don't pull up for no other reason, you need to pull up for that. So that's not even the full card. We also have Art versus Traumatos, and that S in Toast is $. We have Miss Vicious versus Everything Sin. Now, I'm not sure how many of my viewers were pulled into the last event that EBL had, but Miss Vicious showed up and showed out. So if you want to see more of that, I believe you need to pull up to this February 23rd card, the Massacre Volume 3, EBL versus Jag. We also have Punch Guy versus Tay Spears, C-Note versus Little K. And from what I understand, that might be just the pregame with the C-Note versus Little K. We're going to see. But special judges for this event, Danny Myers, Get Your Bars Up Media, and let's see who else. And Rambo. So this event is not lined up to disappoint. I think you need to at least get your eyes on a couple of these battles. I want to stay for the whole card. I want to host this card low key, but you know, at least give some commentary, because these are going to be some good battles. I want to see this whole card. Like, it's a lot of times we really look at some of the larger platforms and the larger cards and feel like, you know, we want to see the whole card because there's so many names. But when I tell you this is one of them ones, you don't want to miss this card. From what I understand, this is going to be in Twitter Spaces. So if you are a Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, if you are on X, you want to make sure you are following the correct pages for Exclusive Battle League, King, and Jag, to make sure that you are going to be tuned in February 23rd for the Massacre Volume 3. Yeah, I want to see this whole card. I got to make sure my phone is charged that day. So okay, King just let me know that we are streaming live on YouTube, that event. So if you are not able to tune in on Twitter, or formerly known Twitter, X, if you can't tune in there, make sure you are following and subscribe to the correct pages so that you or correct channels so that you can watch live on YouTube. Now, of course, you would tune in right here to Exclusive Battle League, but you would also want to make sure that you are subscribed to JAG's page where you will be able to see it over there. So that's 3 places you can watch: JAG Exclusive Battle League on YouTube and then on Twitter Spaces. So I'm excited for this card. It needs to be called Massacre Volume 3 because these lineups don't sound like anything less. So I'm excited. I'm ready to, is there gonna be a face-off? Like, I need to get some details about this because the face-off for this would be epic. That would be a classic. That's just what my opinion, and this is Nacho Sundays, where it's Nacho opinion, it's Nacho's opinion, and I think a face-off would be classic for this. So I want to see what goes down when we get closer to February 23rd. Also, I have got a birdie in my ear that told me there's going to be a battle on March 8th hosted by Goods. So that's going to be called Big Steppers 2. I can't wait to see what falls in for that card because from what I understand, a lot of the battles are to be determined. But if you heard what I said when I said this is a Goods event, you already know it's not going to disappoint. So there is a clip for this battle. Hopefully I can get that up for you guys before the end of the show. But I'm excited for that event too. So I can't wait. Goods has been cooking on his channel. He's been doing a lot of exciting things over there. And I already know what's in store for this upcoming event on March 8th called Big Steppers 2. Y'all make sure you're subscribed to Goods channel to catch that when it's popping. Now, I'm not sure how he's going to roll that out. I don't know if it's going to be on YouTube Live or anything like that, but you have to subscribe to his channel to make sure that you can catch all those details and, of course, follow him on his social medias. So I'm going to slide over to my chat. I have been getting some valuable information on my chat since I started the show, and y'all already know that my chat is a huge part of my show. We tap in, and so far, shout out Commodity. He is the first person in the chat. Commodity is the only Diddy I trust in the world. Other Diddies in the world is losing it, ain't they? We can't mess around. Commodity Productions. Diddy is a big part of our production team and behind the scenes. He does allow for a lot of the things that we would like to do virtually for you guys happen. He knows where all the switches and plugs are. He gets all of those things set up. So shout out to Commodity. Always a good thing to see him in the chat. And of course, EBL's exclusive King is in the chat with his signature. And we've got Take Back VRC Innovate in the chat. He says he miss you. We miss you too, Innovate. I've noticed that you have been doing your thing when it comes to this battle rap thing. We all are here to celebrate as much as we can. So thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you. We also have, we got 21XL in my chat. That's probably the only person that's gonna be able to make me blush. Hey, too. We also got Wave and Dave Radio. Listen, when I tell you Dave is not gonna let my baby hair go, just like I'm not gonna let his hairline go down without a fight. And I appreciate him pulling up to let me know that he is making sure my baby hair is on point. Shout out to Dave. Dave is probably at work right now. He likes to work during Nacho Sundays. I see how you do, Dave. It's all right, though. I bet you your hairline pull up next time. We also have a couple of other channels in my chat. Make sure you guys are subscribing to those that you see if you want to keep up what's going on with the exclusive Battle League, EBL, and with Nacho Sundays. So, listen, you guys, it has been pretty interesting out here in the world. And our nacho this week is layered with quite the discussion pieces. Okay. So without further ado, let's go ahead and before we get too far in, I'm about to forget me. Before we close out the announcements, make sure you guys pull up to FibonacciBrown.com. I am a published author. I have written a book called Going Down, The Observation of the Masculinization of the Black American Woman. And you can get your copy at FibonacciBrown.com. That's FibonacciBrown.com. And if you can get over there in time, you will be able to catch it at an introductory price. I have not changed it since I've introduced the book, and I've been doing very well at that price. So I'm reluctant to change it. But if you want to make sure I stay in that vibe, go ahead and get your copy. That is at FibonacciBrown.com. FibonacciBrown.com. I see Dave has decided to join me before we get into the first layer of our nacho. How you doing, Dave? I told y'all the hairline was gonna pull up. Y'all gonna learn to listen, and voila. Hey, Dave.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing this Sunday?
I'm good. How you doing?
I can't complain.
My name ain't Dave. My name is Baby Hair. You know what I mean?
Your name is. This is what I deal with, y'all. Now, when I pull up to Wave Radio, and my name is the rest of Dave's hairline, don't ask me nothing. Y'all see?
I ain't gonna say nothing. All right, I'm out.
Are you at work? Look, now he running. He just wanted to pull up here, named Baby Hair Dave. That's what that was. It's okay. It's okay. I see how it is. Anywho, like I said, before we get ready to devour our nacho, we are going to discuss a couple of these layers. In our first part of the nacho, our nacho cheese, where we talk about money, ways that money is impacting us, ways we can make money work for us, or things we just need to know to make our money work better for us. Actually, this week, I am looking at a hot topic right now with the metaverse. Now, I'm sure that if you guys are following Wave Radio, there is a Tech Thursday segment where they do discuss a lot of the movement in the tech universe, and this may also come up there. But I thought it was quite interesting when I saw that with regards to money and revenue, the metaverse is losing billions. Okay, so when I heard billions, like I didn't expect the tune of billions that I uncovered. So metaverse, introduced in late 2020, initially saw a $2 billion loss, which from what I understand may have been anticipated. It was a new rollout, and a lot of times rollouts don't always turn over in their first quarter. Sometimes it has to get a little traction before you can outweigh the investment with regard to what you pull in. So from what I understand, that may have been anticipated. But since 2020 through 2023, the metaverse lost over $42 billion. The investments into these meta reality spaces is not bringing in the amount that it is spilling out in order to develop these reality spaces. This is a space for NFTs. This is an economy, so to speak, for Bitcoin and the like. The company has experienced, or those divisions of the company of the metaverse have experienced huge layoffs within those spaces, and the loss in billions is going up quarter over quarter. So this time last year, 2022, roughly, we're talking close of 2023. So the close of 2022 last year, the metaverse lost 13 billion or over 13 billion. And this year is specifically alarming because that is up to 16 billion. So quarter over quarter, or I'm sorry, year over year at the fourth quarter, the losses are going up. So to have inception at from 2020 through now, and to see losses like this, the question I pose to my audience is, what is the point of investing in this environment? How is it? What is there a longer game to this that maybe I don't see? Maybe some of my tech audience can help me with that vision, but considering how much is being lost, I'm not seeing the ROI to even be bothered. So I think there is something there, though, because from what I understand, Apple is preparing to roll out, or has already rolled out, their version or their competitor to what is in the metaverse with the, I believe it's a Apple headset. It's called something Pro, Vision Pro, Visual Pro, Vision. I think it's Vision Pro. They rolled out something, I believe, February 2nd, Friday. So if it's not that Friday, it's going to be this coming Friday. But the source that I read was from February 1st, which was Thursday. And it suggested that Apple was going to roll out its Vision Pro the next, or on Friday. So could have already come out, but one of the first noticeable differences is that the visual apparatuses that are offered in the metaverse are running about $500, where Apple's competitive piece in that market is going for $3,500. So I'm not quite sure. It's different for me to kind of grasp this, because I'm seeing billions lost on its inception, but then I see Apple trying to get in the game with the apparatus to participate being significantly more than what's already out there. So are there significant improvements that make the experience different? Is that why maybe the metaverse is losing so much money, because they aren't offering an experience, or they are void in a place in their experience that maybe Apple is filling? So I don't know if there's opportunity there to maybe see an ROI if you decide to invest in some of these visual goggle games or things like that. But those are alarming losses. And then to yet see someone try to jump in that market and be a competitor. It's like, maybe some of the users, if you use the metaverse and you are in there with your avatar selling NFTs and you have experience in that space, let me know what it's like to kind of be in there, because I want to know if there's maybe a bad experience when you're in the metaverse. Like, is it, it's limiting, or is it something going on in there to where you could see a competitor easily coming in to fill that void and make the experience better? Is that why the current experience for this is losing by the billions? I'm not understanding it. I don't mess around in the visual apparatus things, but if I do have some people tuning in who do, I would love to hear your experience. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me and let me know, because a PlayStation cost enough. Okay. Xboxes cost enough. $3,500. What's going on in there? Like, I don't know what that experience is like. And because I see how our society has been groomed to gaming, groomed to being visually stimulated with gaming, I can see a graduation from gaming to this first person experience with the goggles on. I can see that, but I don't know enough about that realm to be able to compare what would be considered a void, what would be considered limiting. So if if you have experience in that space, I would love to hear from you, because this is Nacho Sundays, and this is Nacho opinion is Nacho's opinion. I don't mess around. I've seen too many faux circumstances that have come to pass over a decade or so when you first see them in the movies. And I would just rather step off. I don't want to allow my consciousness to be captured so much in that kind of space. It freaks me out a little bit. But I'm to each its own. You came here for Nacho's opinion, all right? Nacho opinion. Anywho, I'm gonna check my chat again. I see people are pulling up. Donnie has pulled up to the chat. Thank you for pulling up for Nacho Sundays. I appreciate you pulling in. Who else do we have in here? Steam Elements. First of all, you guys need to make sure you are paying attention to Steam Elements. Please make sure you hit the like. Make sure you share the live. Don't hesitate to comment. We check our comments over here. Yes, indeed. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to pin that comment. Red Locks, salute Nachi. I appreciate you. Salute to you too. Thank you guys for tuning in to Nacho Sundays, where it's Nacho opinion. It's Nacho's opinion. Yes, indeed. Oflo has entered the chat, y'all. Oflo said he was the first one in the chat. I don't know about that. I think Commodity was first. Maybe he deleted your comment. But of course, I always appreciate you pulling up. Make sure you checking out Oflo Freestyles on formerly Twitter, known as now X. He is hosting Beats, Bars, and Buds over there. The hottest freestyle on the social media. Make sure you head over there and check him out. I think 2-1 is trying to make me blush, y'all. He keeps putting "Hey Nacho" in my chat, and y'all, I'm gonna hear that differently. I hear "Hey Nacho," you know what I'm saying? So I think he's trying to make me blush in front of y'all. I think that's what it is. Oh, take back the BRC has Innovate has said he missed us. We miss you too, Innovate. But we definitely catch you when you are interneting. I appreciate y'all in my chat. Thank you so much. Y'all could have been doing anything with your Sunday, and you decided to come over here to Nacho Sundays, the second episode of season 2. I couldn't be more grateful. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. The chat is slapping. Okay, King is making sure that he is making his rounds in the chat. Diddy is still hanging out with us. Dave has come to stalk the chat, and then he came up to chat for a second, and then he dipped out of here because he wanted to put his little name up there that he changed his name to. Innovate was commenting on our metaverse conversation. He was saying follow the money. And Innovate, I agree with you. As a business major, I have an MBA, and that's one of the first things that we learn about business is if you want to find out motivations, intentions, certain things like that, you follow the money. Money will tell you a lot about a situation and a circumstance. So you're absolutely correct. Follow the money. And again, Steam Elements is not letting me down. They are definitely reminding me to remind you guys to hit the like and to share the live. And make sure you come back here every Sunday at 6 p.m. to catch Nacho Sundays, where it's Nacho opinion, it's Nacho's opinion. And we talk about everything in our nacho. We usually introduce our nacho with a nacho cheese, where we talk about money. And from there, we will interact with our chat. But for right now, we are going to head into a break before we devour the second half of our nacho. I'm going to catch you guys in a few moments. Don't you go anywhere. I will see you soon. Hang on one second.
You are now listening to the Nacho Podcast. with your plate and pay attention. It's not your time to talk. Nacho Sunday. It's something different. This is not your opinion, and you don't wanna miss it. It's not your time to talk. It's time for the show.
A woman is the most potent expression of feminine energy in the harmonic equation of the human experience. Growing Down, an observation of the masculinization of the Black American woman, Volume 1. Get your copy at FibonacciBrown.com.
Welcome back, y'all. And we are getting ready to devour the second half of our nacho. And of course, we go from the nacho cheese, where we talk about our money, into the beefy nacho, where we talk about conflict wherever it may exist in the world. And in the name of expose, I mentioned last week that a lot of our celebrities are being exposed for certain behaviors that we might not have expected. And one of the ones that I mentioned was LIZZO. LIZZO is recently making the rounds in social media news because she has put in a request to have the case against her filed against her by her former employees slash dancers thrown out. And the judge has denied said request. Now, LIZZO was accused of creating a hostile work environment. She was also accused of SA. There was something about a banana that I'm not going to repeat here, but if you put in LIZZO and banana, I'm sure you'll get all the details you need. But yes, her dancers filed a lawsuit, and LIZZO tried to get this suit dismissed. Now, dismissing the lawsuit already gives me an alarm, because that means that none of it is true. You didn't do anything, and these people are just completely crazy and lying. And for the judge to deny that, I had to see under what circumstances was LIZZO trying to get this case just dismissed, just throw it out. And apparently, LIZZO was trying to get her case thrown out under something called SLAPP, SLAPP. And what that is strategic lawsuits against public participation. What that does is allows, in a nutshell, for celebrities to be protected against lawsuits that may have frivolous premises in order to silence their freedom of speech as a part of their creative expression. So people who feel like something that an entertainer said is detrimental enough to be damaging in some way to the person filing the suit. And LIZZO thought that she'd be able to get protection from this law, or protection under this statute, pardon me, to be able to get this case thrown out. And apparently the judge overseeing this case said, not so fast. From what I understand, there were some things that were thrown out, but not enough to dismiss the case entirely. So what I don't know what you can really fit under this freedom of speech protection when it comes to some of the details that I heard regarding the essay portion of the accusations against LIZZO. It was beyond the scope of what I would consider work, but I don't participate in that world. I'm not a backup dancer. I don't know if that's a commonality or an expectation going into that realm, but it doesn't make it any less disgusting. It doesn't make it any less wrong, and if that's it, for some people might look at it like, hey, that's just what the way it goes. I'm not one of those people. If you wrong, you wrong. And the things that she was accused of asking these people to do with this banana at this particular event, you nasty, Lizzo. You nasty, and if you a Lizzo fan, I'm not. Listen, this is Nacho Sundays, where it's not your opinion, it's Nacho's opinion. And if Lizzo is if this is true that she's doing this or putting her dancers and backup dancers, employees through this, you nasty, and you need to be shaming yourself. And if what that is, if that part of your expression falls under some sort of violation when it comes to essay or any dart on that board, shame on your ass. Or pardon me, but shame on you. You shouldn't be so perverted that you think you can push people into your perversions because you have money. You got to be sick to want to do that to somebody as a job. You want to be around. And from what I understand, if you wanted to be more visible to Lizzo as when it comes to availability to be able to do certain dance routines, I guess, with her to get the camera time or the visibility time in the show, you had to kind of go along with these things that she wanted to do, and I just don't see why those things have to cross over. I can't imagine that somebody in that circumstance didn't think to themselves or wouldn't think to themselves, I just want to dance. I'm a backup dancer on a major tour with a major celebrity. I just want to dance. I'm good at dancing. I just want to be able to do that in a place where I was meant to feel that I'm not going to be accepted doing this on another mainstream opportunity. I'm going to be stuck kind of trying to find the niche that I fit into. And I've been led to believe that this opportunity with Lizzo is that niche. But for some reason, that is being perverted into, well, you're going to have to do this with this banana if you're going to be on my tour. Allegedly. Again, this is a pending case. And because this request was dismissed, that means that this could potentially go to trial. So there could be potentially more legalities surrounding this whole circumstance with Lizzo. So again, I just, and this is under the guise that Lizzo actually did what she's being accused of. This is all alleged. That's the point of the lawsuit. But if she did these things and created that type of psychologically damaging environment, I mean, can you imagine? You've been told girl power, you've been told this is safe space for us, and then you get there and it's like, do this with the banana in front of everybody. What do you do with that? What a way to just mess with somebody's mind, to create a certain work situation, to tuck that under the guise of work. If that's true, I can't imagine that Lizzo's going to stand a chance in court if they can meet the criteria to actually prove that these circumstances existed for these women. So Lizzo, I'm ashamed of you. It's no reason why you should have even put anybody in that circumstance if you did these things. But if these women are crazy and they made it all up, then Lizzo, I hope you get vindicated. I hope that these women are prosecuted to the full extent of the law and that you get the justice coming to you. So I'm not, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not a Lizzo fan. I just don't I don't see where all of these women have kind of come up with these circumstances that are so similar and so victimizing. And then on another hand, there was a judge who looked at the accusations and said, yes, some of this is not gonna fly, crap, okay, crap, okay. Like, so there was something there that a judge decided they wanted to pay attention to and look at. So we'll see if this goes to trial. Me, on the other hand, again, this is Nacho Sundays, where it's Nacho opinion, it's Nacho's opinion. And I'm not inclined to think that all these women are crazy. If they are, I'll be the first one to come right on here on Nacho Sundays and tell you, hey, my bad. I believe in accountability and I will be here to take some. But I don't think they lie. I don't think they lie. I don't think that they may have understood the scope of what they could and could not put as an accusation that was legally prosecutable. But I don't think they are lying in just making up stuff because they ain't got nothing else to do but pick on Lizzo. I don't think that they think there's a bag there that they're going to get this way unless there is some truth to what they're saying that could be proven in a court of law. So we'll see. That's the beefy nacho. And moving on to our veggie nacho, where I think this is probably going to be the most interesting part of the show. I really can't wait to see what my comment section has to say about this topic. But the veggie nacho is where we talk about health, ways that we can keep ourselves safe, improve ourselves, improve our nutrition, cook and healthier, grow gardens, things we can do to just do for self when it comes to our health. And this time we are going to be talking about in the nacho or in the veggie nacho, we are going to be talking about passport bros. Now, I'm seeing some of my chat. Hold on, you guys. I got to scroll down on my chat. I think I might be moving too fast through the topics. I've had comments on my chat and I haven't even been paying attention. Okay, so Wayne Almighty is in the house. I appreciate you, Wayne, for pulling up. Wayne is making jokes talking about bananas in pajamas. 21XL is commenting. Oh, wow. 21 is suggesting that maybe anything that Lizzo is being alleged of may have happened to her. I wonder if that's something that could play a role in anything that she's trying to avoid in this circumstance. So good observation, 21. Anywho, again, we are getting into our veggie nacho, and this week the veggie nacho is about passport bros. Now, if you are tuned in to us right now on Nacho Sundays, where it's Nacho opinion, it's Nacho's opinion, put a 1 in the chat if you know what a passport bro was or is. I've heard the term thrown around a couple of times. I heard it in an environment and context where it wasn't being used favorably for Black women. So I didn't really delve too much into it. But from what I understand, the phenomena of passport bros is a group of guys or a group think of guys. It doesn't mean that they have to be like a physical group of guys, but just men who believe that they are American men, who believe that women in the United States do not deserve what they consider high quality men who make a more than decent salary, have their own everything and then some. They believe that American women are too expecting, too needy, don't bring anything to the table, gold diggers, want to deplete a man, think a man is, they feel entitled to whatever a man has, no matter who the man is. And they are seeking as a remedy to avoid having to look into that American dating pool of women for a mate, to use their passport and go to other countries to find women more suitable. So the women that they believe in these other countries are more suitable for them, they believe these women are more submissive, that they are more appreciative of the things that they have to offer as American men. And they are seeking to make those women wives and give themselves to women like that. So that in a nutshell is a passport bro. And initially I was hearing this used in the context of being something thrown in the faces of Black women who didn't feel they needed to cater to their man, don't feel that they need to submit. They are actually put off by the thought of submission. This is the context that I'm hearing this whole passport bros in. So I hadn't really given it much thought. I thought it was like, a baby of MGTOW or something. I didn't know. I just didn't put too much into it. But what ultimately I started to hear was some of these men were seeing backlash. So one of the things I saw as backlash, and I know you guys are like, come on, Nacho, why are you bringing this into the veggie, Nacho? What is healthy about talking about passport bros? I'm getting there. I'm doing this for Black men specifically, American men specifically. I'm getting there. So listen, I started to hear some backlash. Some of the guys who wanted to participate in the passport bros, they decided to go to these other countries and they wanted to make these submissive women that they thought would be more submissive to their type of relationship. They didn't realize that just because these women were easy in bed or easy to talk to or only had a few English words they could use to communicate, they didn't think these women had fathers and families. And they thought they could just scoop them up, put them on a plane, and you live with me now. No, you got to give their families and fathers money. You have to take care of some of their family members as a tradition for where you're going to get these women from. And you think you could just scoop these women up and pick them off a tree and take them back to the big old United States. And it wasn't working out like that. So where they thought they were going to get more bang for their buck, they ended up finding out that they may be tying themselves to an entire family as a financial burden, as opposed to just gaining a wife. So that whole backlash was, it wasn't enough to deter some of the men who like to use passport bros against American women, specifically Black women, as a bang over the head. Like, I don't have to pick you. I got a passport. I make good money. I can fly where I want, pick the woman I want. I don't get, they like to use that argument. And ultimately what started to happen is that there were already men who were utilizing their passports in this way. They had cross-continental love interests and romances. But when it got perverted into this I guess kind of trendy thing to do as passport bros, they kind of blew the spot up. And what happened is that they started to be targets when they would go to certain countries. And these women would start to look for these men on dating apps, look for men who would say things like passport bros, hashtag passport bros. They would target these men, do what they could to try to get these men to use those passports and get them to come to their country. And ultimately, these men would end up getting robbed if they're lucky. And if they're unlucky, they would end up getting deleted. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because recently there has been a travel ban and travel alert for Americans. And although these alerts exist in different countries for different reasons, a few countries specifically, this exists because of high crime rates being targeted specifically against Americans. Colombia has a no-go at all. It is being recommended by the United States that if you are an American, do not go to Colombia. One of the reasons cited is for high crime. They're waiting on you to come to their country. 20 plus people who were tourists to Colombia from the United States recently were found deleted. And when I say recently, I mean within the last few months. Another no-go. Well, Colombia was the highest alert that I saw with respect to crime being the reason to not come, but Jamaica is also said to not be a good idea to travel to. Mexico, all of Mexico, from what I understand, is a level 2 threat, meaning that you're always being cautioned to just not go there. But if you are going to go there, you need to take the highest precautions to be there. However, Colombia ranks above those when it comes to the alert. You are being advised by the country you are currently in, the United States, to just not go there. One of the things that I read is that in Jamaica is you are being cautioned to go to Jamaica. They said that they have high crime, high SA, and when you do try to report these crimes, the police are ineffective. So it isn't USA justice just because you're a US citizen. It is going from not being able to get the help that you need from the authority in those areas, but you are being specifically targeted because the people, the natives of these countries know that, and they're looking for you. So SA would just scare me completely anyway. I read on one of the ones, I believe it was for Jamaica. They said that these assaults, SA and otherwise, in broad day, at night in the resorts. So if you are planning an all-inclusive resort, understand that these all-inclusive resorts are not off limits to the crime and the SA that's going on in the area that has these alerts out there in the first place. I believe in the Bahamas, the last month, and I read this article. This article was dated for earlier, it was either late January, early February, but 18 people, 18 US tourists found deleted in the Bahamas. And I know if you are up north where I'm at, I'm in Detroit, I'm a D girl. What up, Joe family? You like to go for vacationing. If you vacation during the colder months like it is right now, you go south or you go to the Bahamas, you go to Jamaica. These are hot spots that you hit around this time of year. You are being warned to rethink your trips, specifically because of the crime rate in those areas. Jamaica was cited for the crime rate and the SAs. So I am hoping that you guys take the necessary precautions when it comes to being passport bros. I fail to see it being worth it to be set up in a foreign country to be robbed or even deleted because you think there's a femininity over there that you can't find in all the vastness of the United States. You just, and I'm not saying that you have to limit your thought process to just who you can find in the United States. But this seems like a really high price to pay. I can't imagine being in a foreign country and something happening to me where I'm being set up. I can't call my homie around the corner. My good girlfriend can't come pick me up out of a tight spot. I can't even run to a familiar business or restaurant that I know. I'm a total foreigner and somebody has robbed me. And when I tell you that these people are being robbed, they are a couple of people that they described. I don't believe these gentlemen were Black men. I think one of them was Asian. Another one was some other descent, but they were in high-end hotels. So high-end hotels, these men are being drugged, violated, and robbed. And if they're lucky, that's it. Some of these people turned up in waterways around these areas. So as a woman of ancient Americans and identifying as an ancient American, identifying as a Black woman, not legally, but spiritually with the people who recognize that term. You understand what I'm saying? I have to plead with men that look like me and that are in this country with this passport bro state of mind. understand that when you go to other countries with that mindset, some of those countries already see you as being unrespectable. You would leave your own country to come and pluck their women like apples from a tree because you can't even respect the women where you're from who likely gave birth to you. So they already look down on you. You don't have the best reputation as a United States man around the globe. A lot of people think you are arrogant. A lot of people think that American men are flimsy, not very manly. And to see a thought process that looks like you are disloyal by not even having any loyalty to the women of your own country, that doesn't sit well with people in other countries who absolutely believe in loyalty. Those Colombians who are setting you up, they believe in loyalty. That's a whole network that work together to stick you. So you have to think sometimes that the way you present yourself with the arrogance that you can come over there and just grab you a woman and take her back to the United States. A lot of their men find that disrespectful. So with that in mind, and then thinking that there's no further involvement past your own wants when it comes to snatching this woman up and taking her wherever you want. You don't think that you have to respect where she's from or her traditions. You don't think that they have families who might depend on them for one thing or another. It might be a very important piece of their family. The whole family might think they get to go to the United States just because they came across you. And it wouldn't be so far-fetched to think that where they're from. So you have to consider some of these things. A lot of these passport bros, they're not thinking about the cultural differences and references and significance of where they're going when it comes to where they want to look and pick a wife or potential mate. They are not even considering that matters. And it concerns me because I don't want to discourage what you feel you need to do when it comes to where your interests are. But when I see a lot of these passport bros, what they find attractive, the women that they ultimately end up picking in these foreign countries, it's interesting to me that they look like the women here who have BBLs and bundles. And I'm not saying, maybe they like it a little more natural. Maybe it's a little more natural in the country that they choose to go to. But I'm just saying, if you want to just go all the way across the continent to get set up, you can do that right here. And it's not to say that the women here are going to set you up, but I'm saying I fail to see the extreme step taken that ultimately ends in the result. I haven't seen a high increase of successful passport bro participants. Not to say that there aren't any. And if that's what they are pushing, maybe more of those stories need to be shared, because I'm not going to discourage anybody out of love, but at the same time, I don't want to see men risking their lives chasing trends on the surface of those trends, because they're not people who dive deep enough to make sure they're making a smart decision. They're not diving deep enough to make sure that they are protecting themselves in a whole nother country. I've got men in my life that I care about, and and I'm talking about single men, not necessarily men who are tied down, but I've got little cousins and little nephews, and they may be single and they might be listening to this passport bro stuff, and they jump on a plane, they go over there to some beautiful woman who sounds good, looks good, and then when he gets there's 7 dudes that look just like her, ready to take his American self for whatever they can get from him. I can't jump in the car and come get you. You're not around the corner. For me to even plan to be on the way might take 24 hours. I don't have a jet waiting for the pickle you're in to save you. So I just want to encourage my single family out there to be cautious if this passport bros conversation interests you and you think, if she ain't foreign, she born. If that's where you at, please be careful. They are targeting you. Your own country that would have the means to protect you has advised you to not go to certain places. Again, some of those places, Colombia being number one, just don't go. That's what they said. That's not me. And for once, that's not Nacho's opinion. That's a fact Nacho came across. Don't go to Colombia. Bahamas, Jamaica, and Mexico were all listed as high caution areas. And if that's where you're thinking the beautiful women are, please be cautious. They are waiting for American tourists because they are targeting you. I'm going to go to my chat right quick and see who has pulled up to chime in on the conversation. Oh, shoot. Miss Vicious has pulled up. Hello, wonderful. How are you? I am seeing Jay Normus in the chat. Thank you for pulling up, Jay Normus. I appreciate you. Innovate is so chatty in my chat. I appreciate you for keeping the conversation going. Red Locks, don't give up on us American women yet. I second that. And I think that not giving up on American women is a safer choice than going all the way to a foreign country where nobody can get to you, protect you, or at least even talk you through what might just be a moment. Maybe you're just having a moment. You don't need to jump on a plane and find yourself in a foreign country where nobody can relate to that moment because they not even your country. So yes, indeed. I agree with you, Red Locks. And Miss Vicious and Innovate. I see you guys are keeping the chat going. Thank you guys for pulling up. Just because I'm on this screen putting out really good conversation topics, it doesn't mean that you can't discuss it further in the chat. I appreciate that. And I definitely slide over to my comments every once in a while to make sure I tap in with you guys. Some of you have some amazing points of view, and I like to bring those points into the show. Ms. Vicious said, I think as long as you don't leave the resort or meet new people, Ms. Vicious, again, I was thinking the same thing. And when I read the alerts, they said they were happening in the all-inclusive resorts. So this meant that inside those resorts, you were still not safe. And I believe that was Jamaica. So please check your travel alerts as a U.S. citizen. Make sure that if you are traveling somewhere, you are looking at those things, because men, I don't see what I do see with the women. I see a lot of my ladies going on girls trips. So just because I'm talking about that passport bros, it doesn't mean that you ladies who like to go on girls trips to the Bahamas and all of these other places, it doesn't mean that you are not a target. Please make sure that you are protecting yourselves as well and following the safety tips to stay safe. If your country that you come from is telling you don't go there, it's highly likely they are going to be reluctant to come and get you should something happen. So please protect yourselves, ladies, but as well. But my passport bros, I don't want to see you become a part of this trend. They said 18 people recently in the last month in the Bahamas turned up dead turned up deleted tourists from the United States. 20 in Colombia turned up deleted from tourists from the United States. Please protect yourselves. It's absolutely necessary that you know what you're getting into, especially if you're looking for a mate. That might indicate that you are maybe even interested in spending more time in a place because maybe you want to look at multiple options. Just understand people are looking for people like you. They know who you are. You stand out. And some of these women have been put in place to lure you into a demise. And that is going to lead us into our Nacho Supreme. The Nacho Supreme is a portion of our show where we talk about knowledge nuggets, things we can use to get us through this thing we call life. And in this week's Nacho Supreme knowledge nugget, we are going to talk about karmic deposits. Karmic deposits. I know some of my viewing audience might believe in karma. I do believe in karma. I do believe what goes around comes around, and that is what we all pretty much understand karma to be in a nutshell. But I decided to look up what karma is from the Hindu and Buddhism aspect. And I found this a bit interesting. It says the sum of a person's actions in this and previous states of existence, viewed as deciding their fate in future existences. Now, when you say it that way, to me, it's a little bit heavier than what goes around comes around. That's karma. But with the definition I just read you is, to me, more about karmic deposits. Now, I talk about karmic deposits a lot in my personal life. To me, a karmic deposit is what you pour into the universe without expecting some instantaneous return. Sometimes you do things for people because it's the right thing to do. It's a good thing to do. And those types of deposits into the environment around you will definitely tally up to favor. That's what I believe. What this definition suggests is that you could do a bunch of things in this lifetime that you may not reap the benefits of. The benefits may be reaped by your children or your grandchildren or your great-great-grandchildren, a generation that you may never even lay eyes on. And I also believe that can go both ways. That can go for good things and that can go for bad things. So if you are a nachotarian and you've tuned into the show, you know that many times I've talked about the importance of being kind to people, treating people right. That spills over into these karmic deposits. You treat people well. It may not mean that everybody in your life is going to treat you well. You know, I hope they do. But if you have children in the world, grandchildren in the world, extended family in the world that you care about, you could be making a karmic deposit that might go to their protection as well as your own. If we think about the things that we do as impacting not only ourselves, but as impacting the people in existence around us and future generations, we might be a little more cautious about how we move. I've listened to discussions and theorists who talk about existence and life and the inner workings of life, and it says that you are or you should be planning for at least 7 generations ahead of your own. So while many of us are just thrilled to be taking care of ourselves, ideally we should be maybe thinking about future generations. And to be this particular conversation I was listening to suggested that we should be trying to plan for up to 7 generations. So if you think about karma and karmic deposits in a sense of planning for not just you, your immediate household, your children, their children, but their children's children's children. When you think about it in that sense, thinking something you can do today could affect somebody 200 years from now, we might move a little different. So I just want to ask my viewing audience and anybody within the sound of my voice to think about karmic deposits. Think about doing things where you may not see the results of it, but it doesn't mean you don't impact it. My bae and I, we have a song. We did a remix to one of Jay Dilla's beats. Shout out Jay Dilla, RIH. Jay Dilla, Detroit song. He has a beat, and we fell in love with it and decided to do some mixtape work to it. And one of the things I said was goals I'll reach, but probably won't see because the results will outlive me, and I'm still motivated. I still know to make it. It take a dedication. Only time can reward, no instant microwaving. And that right there reminds me of the karmic deposits. I do good in my environment, in my community, because I know that even though the good might not come back to me, I have children in this world. I have loved ones out here. And if I can do something good that sends a good karmic deposit to protect and show kindness to those I love and beyond, I'm more than willing to get my deposit on in that bank. So I just want to encourage you guys to think about karmic deposits. Think about being good to someone because you may want someone you love to be shown kindness. I want people to be kind to my little humans I got running around out here in the world. So if I can't be there to be the kind face that they see, I pray that they encounter kind people on their journeys in this world. So I'm gonna slide over to my chat for a second before I get out of here, but I appreciate being able to devour this nacho with you guys on this Nacho Sunday. That is episode 2 of season 2. Miss Vicious is chiming in on the discussion. She says society and the current way of living makes it difficult. I get it. And a lot of times that's why it's so necessary, because if it's not difficult, we're not going to appreciate the result. I don't think you can't. One thing I know for a fact, that harmony many times takes chaos. And it's not because the harmony itself is chaotic. It's because many times you have to take the harmony from chaotic people. And a lot of times the chaotic people underestimate what people who want harmony will go to get that harmony. So I get it. Yes, it can be difficult, but you got to keep the goal of that harmony in the forefront and be the change you want to see. You know, I try very hard to be a nice person. I try very hard to be fair, and be a nurturer when I can be that in those spaces. But it doesn't mean that that's who I've always been. It doesn't mean that I haven't gone through things that shaped me and molded me from a tough circumstance. I've been through insurmountable circumstances, and you'd be surprised I'm as tempered as I am. Considering what I've been through, I should be completely nuts right now, and I might be, but I'm not. I'm not in a space where I feel that is my existence. So, yeah, you gotta you gotta be kind to people. You gotta be the change you want to see. And sometimes the warrior is the person who's brave enough to do that. It's very easy to lose it. It's very easy to just be a part of the crack up. It's very hard to grab all those ends and pull them into a harmony, like we gonna get through this. So when you can do that and keep the harmony held so tight until it becomes muscle memory for everybody else, it's a great thing. It's a great ripple effect and vibe to be a part of. So I get it, but we could do it. I see 1010 has pulled up. Thank you for pulling up to Nacho Sundays, episode 2, season 2, where it's not your opinion, it's Nacho's opinion. I appreciate that, Innovate. Yes, that was bars. I hope y'all peeped that. I hope you didn't think that I would be over here on EBL, Exclusive Battle League, and even though I don't battle rap, I am a rapper. I have an album coming out in 2024. The single will be dropping in spring 2024. So yes, I rap. I have bars. I will not let anybody think they the bigger than me in a rap room. I don't care who you are. And again, this is Nacho Sundays, where it's not your opinion, it's Nacho's opinion. And I said what I said. Bars. Anywho, who else is in my chat today? Miss Vicious and 1010 and Innovate, keeping the chat going. I appreciate you guys continuing the discussion, but I am going to get out of here. I did go a little longer than the normal hour, but you know, sometimes I get to talking with my audience and you know, it runs over a little bit, but that's okay. It's okay for the cup to run it over. I will be here to see you guys next Sunday, same spot, at 6 o'clock, where you could tune in to Nacho Sundays, where it's Nacho opinion, is Nacho's opinion. And we out.
We appreciate everybody for stopping by. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. And don't just watch the battle. Be part of the battle. All you gotta do, look in the description, click the link to the Discord, be part of the audience live.
Oh, bye, y'all.